Welcome, everyone. Today, I want to talk about some insane lore. Did you like that, Ethan?
You stole that joke.
I didn't steal anything. We're going to talk about Dragon Ball Z.
All right,
Balls?
that's good.
Balls. Welcome to The Lore You Know, a podcast where some friends talk about the fantastic and often convoluted lore of the media you grew up with and love, and here to talk to you about the mostly correct facts this week is me, CJ.
Me, Ethan.
And me, Liz.
And we have some splaining to do. I think I've used that intro maybe 5 times now, but
That's a good one.
We always have some explaining to do
I know
on
we
the lore,
do.
you know.
We have a lot of explaining.
We do
to
a lot of explaining.
We-
Mansplaining.
I think we have. Well, we've done we've done 80 episodes now,
Jesus.
and I think among those episodes,
Among Us,
we have done probably 24 references to Dragon Ball Z. But unlike all of our other episodes where we're like, go and check out the blah 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 episode, we don't actually have a Dragon Ball episode. We were just assuming foolishly that everybody
everyone knows
knew
about Dragon Ball.
what Dragon Ball Z was in Dragon Ball. So today, we are going to talk about Dragon Ball Z. Thank you to Unova Boy for suggesting, or more just pointing out that we hadn't done a Dragon Ball episode, but we reference it all the time. But that's good enough.
Thanks for holding us accountable.
Exactly. If you have a request for a topic that you would like to see on our show, drop us a comment.
Or just hold us accountable for something else that we've mentioned a lot
Well,
and haven't actually
Oh,
done.
yeah, I don't know if we want to open
Be
that
careful
door.
about that. I feel like the second most mentioned thing that we haven't covered is the Bible. So maybe
that
we'll...
is a good. I've had a revelation. I finally figured it out after 80 episodes of
Mhm. Okay.
doing this. Because listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's other lore shows or lore videos
What?
you can go
Oh, no,
watch.
they've just clicked off.
I know. But listen, hey, don't click off yet, because I have figured out the difference between our show and all those other shows. And I've done it because I'm currently in the midst of researching a topic for this show that is taking longer than I want to, if that's a hint for what it could be.
Ooh.
But all of the lore shows out there, when you go watch them, they kind of treat it like it's real. They're like, and then in the midst of the forever forest, there lies a secret. And we don't do that. We just tell you what it is, which I guess is less showy, but it's more informational. And I think that that's helpful to a lot of people.
I think we also we appreciate everything because we're all a bunch of nerds.
Yes.
But we're also not going to treat it like it's
Good.
really good. Yeah.
I think,
Except for this
We
one.
love it.
Except for this one, you have
Right.
to speak about
Sure,
Dragon
right,
Ball
okay.
reference, or we will get canceled.
We love it, but we love it enough to be the first ones to say that it's silly.
Yeah, we'll tell you when something is stupid. That's the other thing. All of the other ones on the internet, every single one, if there's something stupid, they're going to try and tell it to you in a way that make sense, but we'll just tell you it's dumb and it doesn't make sense. Like we're willing to put
We'll
aside
give
the
you the
kayfabe.
hard truth.
Exactly. We'll sit you down on our knee and we'll say, "Listen here, son. If you think that logically consistent lore is out there, you're wrong.
Listen,
This series has
listen
been
here.
going on for 40 years."
Listen, my boy, Goku could in fact wish to be immortal at any time and solve 90% of all of their problems.
It takes 1 year of his life. But we'll get into that. So we're glad that you guys are here for this momentous occasion where we do talk about Dragon Ball Z. But before we get to Dragon Ball Z, we of course, as always, need to lay some foundational knowledge so that you guys can understand what's going on. And to do that, we go over 400 years ago to
Oh.
Eastern China, where they wrote a book called Journey to the West. It was actually called something else in Japanese.
Okay, I was
or
like, in
Chinese.
English?
So we will touch briefly on the Journey to the West because it is in part inspirational to the original Dragon Ball story, but only if because the Journey to the West is like an Eastern, like a globally Eastern version of like Western Odyssey or, you know, any of the other great great epics, as you would call them, in that it was just so popular and so known to everyone in the region that the culture of it kind of sinks into other stuff all the time, in the same way that like the deeds of Hercules would just mean that Hercules kind of shows up in stories all the time in like Greek storytelling. The story of Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, was so popular in the Eastern China area that Sun Wukong will just like show up in a story and do stuff there. And you, as the audience, would know, oh, that's Sun Wukong. I know all about him. I've heard about all of his exploits from all these other stories.
That's just like Goku will show up on like graffiti on Mexican restaurants.
It
like,
literally is the
holding
exact same thing.
tacos.
And you're like, oh, that must be
Oh,
some good ass
Goku.
tacos.
Right. I mean, yeah, right, for Western societies, you understand that Hercules is just like a part of the cultural concept. Sun Wukong for Eastern culture, and then Goku is just all millennials. Is Goku and
It's
SpongeBob?
kind of global culture.
You're
and
expected
Mario.
to know this. Goku, SpongeBob, and Mario are three saviors.
like if you see someone wearing an orange gi with the the House of Roshi on it, you're like, oh, I know what this guy's about. Like immediately. I don't need to worry about if he's going to want to talk about Hatsune Miku or whatever.
I did just watch the movie Jason and the Argonauts, and Hercules does just randomly show up in that movie, and I was like, oh, it's Hercules.
Yeah.
And then he also just kind of fucks off at another point because the other characters leave him on an island because they're like, he kind of sucks.
Isn't that what actually happens?
Yeah, that was the actual story of Jason and the Argonauts.
I just think it's funny. They're like, wait a second. He's kind of lame.
I think it's also a pretty indicative of how the show goes when one of the most popular movies out right now is The Odyssey, and instead of actually talking about that, we're just using it to reference why we're going to talk about Dragon Ball Z, but okay. Yeah.
Instead of seeing The Odyssey, I went and watched Jason and the Argonauts also.
Yeah.
Which is free on YouTube.
Yeah, it's got good stop motion
It's
animation.
got really cool stop motion. That's my shout out of the episode.
Okay, but Journey to the West, really quick. It is a fictionalized story about a real guy who was a Chinese thinker and philosophizer, and his journey to India, which is west of China, because India is the home place of a lot of these Buddhist ideologies. And so this story is a spiritual one of a guy going to making a pilgrimage to a holy land to retrieve Buddhist texts and bring them back to the East, to bring a more better understanding of Buddhism to China.
I don't think I actually ever knew that the titular West was India.
Yes, it's west of China.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
And so the story, the actual thing that happened is there was a guy who did this. It was a monk who went west, came back east, and then wrote a travelogue about his own journeys. But then this travelogue was fantasticized in the story of the Journey to the West, and they put a lot of mystical elements, which will be foreshadowing for what we're going to deal with later.
Kung Fu power beam punches?
Very similar,
Monkeys?
Ethan, because as I mentioned, one of the characters that accompanies this monk to the West is Sun Wukong. And there are a lot of stories. I mean, in general, there's a lot to, like, you could spend a graduate level amount of time just going over all of these like interconnected Eastern storytelling stories. But on the broad scope, Sun Wukong is he's an immortal monkey king. And he's kind of a trickster deity.
He's kind of a silly guy.
He is constantly up in the Jade Emperor's business, who's like the overseer of heaven. And he's constantly tricking people and like taking stuff from them. He like tricks them into making him immortal. He learns all of these kung fu techniques. He goes to the Sea Palace and steals one of their pillars because the emperor of the Sea Palace was like, you want my palace pillar? You can have it if you can pick it up, but it's big as fuck. And Sun Wukong's like, I'll just do that. And then he took it. And that becomes his mighty staff, which could grow and shrink as he willed it.
Which is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. And Sun Wukong also flies around on a little cloud in a lot of depictions of him. He's just an extremely popular character in the Eastern storytelling. And he is also like not really good or bad. He is very selfish, and he is one of those deities that kind of represents like the chaos of life. Like, you can try and plan for stuff as best as you can, but you know, the devious machinations of things outside your control are just going to happen. And sometimes a big monkey man comes and like steals all of your booze and throws a big party with it.
Yeah, I mean, right, there's the chaotic element, and there's also just like the sort of Robin Hood-y type element that it is fun in stories to do bad things to rich people or powerful gods and such.
or the gods of all creation.
Who are a metaphor for rich people.
Exactly. And so Sun Wukong is joined by two other sort of acolytes. We don't have to get into why a deity monkey is accompanying this guy, but the answer is because one of the Buddhas told him to. And he respects that.
I would respect that too.
Well, I don't know. It's like a coin flip whether or not Sun Wukong is gonna like do something someone tells him to do or not do that thing. But there's reasons. They're also joined by a pig man who used to be a celestial being, but then I guess hit on the wrong lady, a different celestial empress. And so he was cursed to live the life of a mortal.
Damn. If only misogyny had that extreme consequences in real life.
If only. If a god would smite them down.
Yes.
If only the god pigmans were put in their place.
Well, in fairness, honey, all misogynists are doomed to mortality.
Whoa. I mean, I am too, so...
Well, yeah, I'm not saying that only misogynists are doomed to mortality.
We have to be equal here.
Gee, I feel better.
So this guy was reincarnated as a mortal, but accidentally reincarnated as a pig. And so he is a half man, half pig being that is often known as the pig.
The pig.
And they're also joined by a monstrous ogre creature who is, I guess, the sort of he's the straight man to the comedy stylings
They're
of
all
monkey
gay?
and pig. No. These ones are all men, although in some stories, in some versions of the story, the Buddha that sent Sun Wukong on the mission is a lady.
Whoa.
Lady Buddha.
Equality.
Cool. And then there's also the white dragon horse, who is a white dragon horse.
That's
and
pretty
according to the Wikipedia, an allegorical
mean?
representation of the human will.
Okay.
So he has almost no speaking role.
I don't know this, but I like to imagine that at the time of this story, everyone would have been like, white dragon horse.
Yeah,
yes,
white dragon
clearly
horse.
that is a representation of the human will. Yeah.
I'm sure we're idiots.
It's commedia dell'arte.
It's so relatable, and everyone will get that for the rest of time.
Yeah.
So anyway, these yahoos go west, get a bunch of Buddhist texts, and come back east. Some hijinks ensue, and then 400 years later, a man named Akira Toriyama created an anime. Well, he created a manga called Dr. Slump, which is
whoa, what the
apparently pretty good, but I don't know anything
Dr.
about it.
Slump?
It's a gag manga, so it's like
It's silly.
it's silly, and there's not a whole lot of like story that goes through it. It's kind of like there are characters and silly things happen for
It's just bits.
gag purposes. Yeah, it's a collection
Nice.
of bits.
I
Yeah.
know stuff about that.
Oh, I know a thing or two.
I know a thing or two about a bit comic.
And this manga became quite popular. It ran for 4 years. And so they were like, Toriyama-san, my man, can you make a new thing? And he said, yes.
But make it less silly this time.
or more,
Or I don't
depending
know.
on who you ask. I will do so. I will create a manga known as Dragon Ball, and it will become the most popular manga ever. And then he did that.
Wow.
All right.
So
End of episode.
End of the episode. Everybody go home.
So we do mostly want to talk about Dragon Ball Z today because it's funnier to talk about. But I will
it's
say,
cooler. It's badass.
Yeah, it's so serious and cool.
I'll be the straight man in this group here for this one. I'm gonna talk about
once.
how
For
Dragon Ball
once.
Z is the coolest thing, and
Sure. And then I'll goof on why it's actually very silly.
And I will comment about it as well.
Nice. With
All right.
The trio
The
back
trio.
it. Oh, it's like we never
We've
stopped.
got the dynamic.
This is new stuff.
No one's ever done this before.
No one's ever done that
Straight
before.
man, goofball, and girl.
And girl.
Somebody call NBC.
All right, CJ, get your Dragon Ball stuff out of the way so we can get to the cool stuff.
So, the story of Dragon Ball is lightly inspired by Journey to the West in some thematic ways.
I thought we were just talking about that for fun.
No. Well, so the main character, who is named Son Goku, is a direct reference to Sun Wukong. As the series goes on, he gets a magical staff that can grow and shrink in size.
He rides on a cloud.
He rides on
Which
the flying
also
Nimbus,
Sun
which is
Wukong
something
did?
that Sun Wukong
have
does.
a monkey tail.
He
Does have a monkey tail, and that is sort of
Monkey.
the biggest lead that I buried is that original Dragon Ball is basically high fantasy. Like it's discovered later on that Goku's grandfather is not his actual grandfather, but Goku was raised in isolation in the wilderness by his grandfather, who taught him martial arts, and noted how like incredibly strong and powerful this little child was that he was training. But he trained him to be a kind and wise person, and then also taught him how to be a powerful martial artist.
He also kind of raised him to be a little idiot, right?
Well, he just kind of is stupid because all he really does is train
Right. He
to
do
be a
not
fighter.
Study.
He does not study at all, which is fine because why would you need to know that stuff if all you do is hit things really hard?
True. I should add that I know things about Dragon Ball, but actually not that many things about Dragon Ball.
Yeah, and I will say, I have no nostalgia for Dragon Ball. I did not watch it growing up. I did watch the whole series as a full adult so that I could study it. And I have talked to other people who have watched the series since their childhood. And I will say it is pretty good. It holds up pretty well. It's very solid as a younger kid, not like kid, but like a
Young
child's
adult.
anime.
Yes.
It's definitely not an adult anime, but it's got a lot of goofy moments. Weird amount of sexual innuendo for a child's thing, but we'll chalk that up to the Japanese kind of doing the thing the Japanese do sometimes.
Racist.
Mhm.
That's just I'm not touching that. I'm just
And but it is pretty good, and it is interesting to see it now that we know where the series would end up going, because there is no reference to things like aliens or spaceships or any of that kind of stuff. The story is about Son Goku, usually just called Goku. He is traveling away from his homeland because his grandfather has passed away, and his grandfather told him to go out into the world and do stuff.
And he's
Yeah,
like,
so well,
he's like a little
Bulma,
boy, right?
yeah,
Well, yeah.
yes,
So he encounters one Bulma briefs, and this is probably another good time to reference or to at least bring up Akira Toriyama, like many mangakas, like many creatives throughout the world, despises coming up with names for things. He does not enjoy naming things, and so he has a naming scheme to all of his characters. All of his characters are thematically related by their naming convention, which will mean that they're like a family member or, you know, somehow related to each other in affiliation. And they're all just named after stuff.
Objects and things.
Correct. There's Gohan, which is a rice dish, which will eventually be his son. I don't know if the thing about that naming convention is I don't know if it continues to be about food or if it eventually just devolves into the Go family because it is Goku and then
Right.
Gohan and then Goten. That one is, and again, his name is like, I don't know Japanese enough to tell you, but like I think it's also kind of a slant pun with like Wukong, the Son Goku and Son Wukong.
I think Goku is like a chunk of kanji in the word Wukong.
Right. So there's linkages there.
And then there's also Bulma Briefs, and
Right.
she has a son named Trunks.
So Bulma is obviously named after the briefs, like your
Undies.
shorts. They're the underwear family.
We're the underwear family.
And we are going to get some more of those. So if you're wondering why all the names are like that, it's just because they are, because that's how Toriyama wanted to name his guys.
You're wondering why it's like that? It's just because they are.
It just is. Now, see, if you were in a different lore show, you'd be like, his name is Kakarot because in Saiyan it means
Carrot.
Yeah, but no, it just means it just does mean carrot in Japanese.
And then there's Vegeta, like vegetable.
Yeah, vegetable. Goku is found by this traveling girl who's traveling around in like kind of futuristic tech, which we will find out is sort of normal tech. We have sort of a cyber future. It's like the setting that's like cyber futuristic mixed with like dinosaurs and stuff.
Hell yeah.
So it's a little all over the place. But it all exists in this world. She finds him because his hat, Goku's hat that was given to him by his grandfather, has as part of it an ancient relic known as a Dragon Ball. And Bulma has a device, a brand new device that's never been created before that can...
She created it.
Right. Well, yeah, this is not like a thing. This is not like a thing that everyone has access to, but everyone's too lazy to use. But she's created a device that finds these objects called Dragon Balls. And she tells Goku that if one person is able to collect all of the Dragon Balls, they will be able to ask for a wish from the dragon.
Probably never to be repeated in anything.
The Dragon Balls will come up a little bit more in Dragon Ball.
Wow.
And so after some convincing, Goku decides to go with her. And they go on a quest to pick up all of these Dragon Balls. Along the way, Goku meets another young traveler around his age that is a monk training to be a martial artist. His name is Krillin. The two of them become
and he's bald.
He's bald. He's a child who's bald. He's a small bald child. He shaves though. He gets hair in later seasons.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's just because.
Wait, I don't think I knew that.
Well, yeah, because he's a monk.
Yeah. No, he's a little monk
This
warrior.
is what I mean that I'm like,
And
I know about Dragon Ball, but I also don't really.
Sure. Yeah. Fun Krillin fact. So he was training with a bunch of different like shaved head Shaolin monks, and they bullied him because he was just a little punk, and he was like, all right, I'm gonna
He's
go
like
find
small.
a better master then.
Yeah.
And searched out Master Roshi and such a little later.
Yep. And
Wait, I have a question.
yeah.
Mhm.
Not about Krillin. In general, did Bulma and Goku decide to go look for the Dragon Balls because they had both wanted a specific wish?
Bulma
No.
is the Bulma.
Oh.
Yeah, Bulma is the
Oh.
one who wants the Dragon Balls. Goku actually never desires them unless
So he's just kind of
something
like,
happens
okay.
where he's like, I need the dragon to grant a wish. He
Right.
wants for nothing.
He was like told by his grandpa, like, you're gonna have to get out there and like have fun someday. You can't just live in the
Mhm.
mountains here forever. And then Bulma comes along and is like, hey, I'm going on this quest to get the rest of these Dragon Balls. And I believe they have some point where she like sees Goku be crazy, incredibly powerful, and is like, I would like your assistance in finding these Dragon Balls now.
Now,
Okay.
Ethan, technically, she tries to allure him with her feminine wiles.
That does happen.
But he is pretty impervious to that because he doesn't
'Cause he's
know what
8.
sex is.
Yeah, he's like
And-
7 or 8.
And it's also kind of a
She
running
tries to
joke that he
seduce a
never
8-year-old?
figures out what
Yes.
sex is.
Hmm.
So the two of them eventually meet Krillin, and the three of them eventually find Master Roshi. Master Roshi again, this kind of goes back
This is
to
like the hermit.
yeah, he is the Turtle Hermit is his title. And he lives in a place called the Kami House. And this is another thing that kind of references Journey to the West a lot, but it's another fun thing that happens and will continue to happen in Dragon Ball that I like to call sort of moving the West, where in Journey to the West, they go to this like spiritual center so that they can get great wisdom and then bring it back and use it, to spread Buddhism. But in this case, they are journeying to the West to go do what we in the Joseph Campbell Hero's Journey circles like to call meeting with the goddess, which is when you get to the great deity that will imbue you with a certain power to make you strong to overcome your obstacles. In this case, it's kind of implied that Master Roshi is that deity. He lives in the Kami House, which is Japanese for the God House, and he teaches them over the course of his training how to become a powerful warrior. He does classic training stuff where he resist. It's mostly resistance training, which is quaint in comparison to some of the other stuff that they're about to do. Although in fairness, pretty much all they do is resistance training, which I guess is really the best way to build muscle. So I guess that makes sense.
If there's anything I learned from Dragon Ball, it's put on heavy weight and practice doing things. You will be better at those things when you take heavy weight off.
Incremental
Keep
weight training.
weights on your
Ankles,
legs, on your ankles, so then when you take them off, you'll be really fast. Wait a second, that's Naruto.
Wear a gigantic turtle shell on your back at all times. That's
why
super
does he
heavy.
wear the turtle shell?
That's
'cause he's the turtle hermit.
that is his heavy weight training thing. He puts big old turtle shells on the boys and is like, now go plow this field with your bare hands.
Your bare hands, yeah.
Were those obtained ethically from turtles?
Presumably, he has a pet turtle that he treats nicely.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
after,
I don't think they're real just because they're so heavy that they.
Right, I think they made
turtles
of
really
artificial
that heavy?
materials like steel or something.
Guess maybe.
Vibranium. But after they train with Master Roshi, he's so impressed by them that Master Roshi is the one to gift Goku the flying Nimbus, which will be his noble steed for as long as he doesn't
Someone
figure
gave
out
you
that he
a
can
cloud
fly.
you can ride?
Yeah, well, he gives it to him partly because he likes him, and partly because you can only fly on
right.
the Nimbus if you are pure of heart. And Master
So-
Roshi, in his
Master
old
Roshi is
age,
not-
has become a huge
Is he an old
pervert.
pervert?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
kind of remember that.
So
Yeah.
he cannot
He
actually
can't
use it.
it anymore.
Can
In fact,
Krillin use it?
almost no one
No,
can.
Krillin can't use it either.
The monk?
Krillin
No,
is
Krillin
the one
also has
who convinces
lust in his
Master
heart.
Roshi to teach Goku and he by giving Master Roshi a bunch of pornographic magazines.
Cool.
And this is
Rad.
also when a really important character shows up. Her name is Launch. She has
Launch?
Launch. It is it's a Japanization of the English word lunch.
Yeah, I was like lunch?
And her thing is that she has a split personality, and whenever she sneezes, she switches personalities. And one personality is a sort of
That is really funny.
that's really funny. One personality is sort of like a submissive housewife type, and the other personality is like a bandit outlaw.
Cool.
And so Roshi obviously likes to hang with the submissive housewife type, but every once in a while she switches her personality to a really aggressive outlaw bandit, and hijinks ensue, and we will never see her again. Because let's also introduce one of our other long-running bits, the idea that Akira Toriyama often forgets things, and that is sort of the theory a lot of people have for if something doesn't make sense because of a previous thing that would have sort of overridden that, then
He probably
he
forgot.
probably just forgot it because he wrote so much. And there's been a couple times where they've interviewed him about like, how come you didn't take this into account when you wrote this? And he was like, oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, that would have been way better.
So I will say I used to not believe this. I was like, how could you not think that? And then you guys will bring up something that apparently I have said in a previous episode of this very podcast, and I was like, I've never said that before. So I get it. Sometimes when you make
Sometimes you
stuff,
just forgot.
you just forgot.
Yeah, I mean, there's a thing too with like serialized manga in general where their
It
editors
goes on a long time also.
right, they go on a long time, and their editors will tell them like, this character isn't popular, like stop showing this one, cut this
Stop them.
thing,
Kill them.
right? Yeah, just forget them, right? And so there's definitely a lot of that kind of thing that happens in Dragon Ball, and when we get to Dragon Ball Z, the changing in themes is in large part because the like editorial scene is just kind of being like, the kung fu stuff is really popular, the being silly is not as popular as we enter the 90s, and everyone wants to be as serious as they can be.
Let's get into some of the weirder stuff now. So they continue on their quest to find the Dragon Balls. A lot of stuff is going to just kind of happen. They will meet the Ox King, who, again, I'm pretty sure is a reference to Journey to the West. He is a mountainous man, and the joke is later he just becomes an old softy. But in this first meeting, he is a huge dude who requests Goku do tasks for him, which he is able to achieve with his superhuman strength. And so he meets his daughter, Chi-Chi, and Chi-Chi's like, one day we will be married. And Goku's like, okay, whatever, see ya.
I don't know what that even means.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, they go off and do other stuff. They are finding more Dragon Balls. And while they are doing this, there's villains in the shadows. It turns out they're not the only people seeking these Dragon Balls. There is a group known as the Red Ribbon Army, which is a very sinister group. And again, one of those things that kind of becomes a joke later on, because their superpower is they have guns. And that's pretty scary unless you're Goku and guns don't hurt you. Like, I'm pretty sure that he just gets shot and he's like, that hurts, but
Yeah,
he
was-
not
yeah,
in the usual gun
Yeah, no,
way.
he's like, ow! Why would you do
Ow.
that? That was so rude.
Go, and I mean, we're not gonna go like plot point by plot point, but it's it's a shonen anime, so he meets a character that is like more powerful than him, and then after some training time, he is eventually able to best them. There is the who's the assassin guy, he's like the big bad for a while. He's just an assassin, and then the Goku
General
eventually-
Tao, Mercenary Tao, that's it.
Mercenary Tao, yeah. Eventually Goku beats his ass. But that was like a long time coming. He kills a little native boy's father. An
Oh.
American Indian man.
Oh.
And then that's when the little American Indian boy is like, Goku, we're dear friends, right? And he's like, yeah, of course. It's like, oh, I wish my father could come back to life. And Goku's like, if I had the power of the Dragon Balls, I could simply wish
Wait-
your father back
Wait,
to
wait,
life.
that's
Oh.
a thing I can do, actually.
Do you
And
only
he's
get
like-
one wish?
You only have one wish.
Okay.
But
Even if
then,
you just continue
there's-
to
yeah.
hang on to.
No, this is a good let's just talk about the rules right now.
Okay.
So to use the Dragon Balls, you have to collect all 7 Dragon Balls. They're like Chaos Emeralds. They're actually really similar to a lot of Sonic
Which
the
is a
Hedgehog stuff
reference
for
to
some
Dragon
reason.
Ball, right?
Yes. You have to collect all 7 of the Dragon Balls. Each of the Dragon Balls is an orange sphere that has a different number of stars on the inside of it. So they,
They're
mark
numbered.
through 7.
That's right. So they're all numbered. So they each are given the like 1-star ball, the 3-star ball. Once you collect all of the Dragon Balls in one place, then you can summon the dragon by saying the magic words, which are just like, dragon, I summon you, or something like that.
Dragon, come here.
The dragon
Hey.
has the dragon has a name.
Shenron.
Shenron. And so you summon the dragon, and Shenron goes, "What is your wish?" And then you wish for a thing, and then he gives it to you, and then he says, "Okay, see ya." And the
boy.
Dragon Balls float up into the sky and turn to stone.
Oh.
And then those stones are scattered randomly over the entire world.
Oh, okay. So it resets.
It resets
Right.
them. And
I
then the Dragon Balls will stay as stone for 1 year after you have a wish granted. And
It
then
resets
after that,
and has a cooldown
that's
time.
exactly
Yep.
right.
That's-
And so that's why these things never come together, because presumably whenever the last time they did, which who knows when that was, if ever, they were scattered all over the world, and there's no way to find them until the invention of the Dragon Radar,
Which Bulma made.
which Bulma
Yes.
just made. So this
Okay.
is like the first time people have been reliably able to find the Dragon Balls.
Is this like, do people like generally know about the Dragon Balls?
No.
No,
Okay.
it's the Red Ribbon Army are one of the only other groups who like know about the Dragon Balls, and
Okay.
that's like their whole. We have put together an entire like globe-trotting world-sized army to find these Dragon Balls to make an evil wish for power.
Yeah, they're like Nazis. They're like occultists, so they
Mhm.
figured out about this like ancient magic, but they're incompetent, so they're just like Nazis.
Okay.
It
Um,
is, yeah. It's funny too that there's large chunks of things where they're played very straight as like the the vicious military like evil Nazi guys, but there's just this 8-year-old child who defeats them at every turn,
Right.
and kind of like
And, like,
takes
the
away
main-
all the mystique.
There's
Yeah.
like a main duo that's constantly like chasing Goku down, and they're like the sort of the Jesse and James, but one of them's a
Hell yeah.
dog.
Oh, what?
Yeah, there's talking animals in this.
Oh no, that's
Uh,
a different group.
Oh,
Fucking, I forgot
Is it
about
not the same?
Peel Off.
yeah. There's. Well, I was
Okay,
gonna say there's
two
sort of a
group-
rogues.
Two
yeah,
groups know about the.
There's a rogues gallery.
Yeah,
yeah.
so there's initially their bad guys are Emperor Pilaf, who is just like a weird little gremlin man who has
Self-proclaimed emperor.
who has like a badass soldier lady and a ninja dog that work for him and they're trying to collect the Dragon Balls, and they're very silly the whole time.
Yeah.
And then later on, the Red Ribbon Army joins the fray, and they're come in as very serious in comparison to Pilaf, but because they are as vulnerable to Goku just beating the shit out of them and foiling all of their plans as anyone else, they become sillier as time goes on.
Oh, Pilaf is that little blue guy.
Correct.
Yes, the little blue gremlin man.
Why is he like that? Why does he look
Well,
like
so he's in Dragon Ball, he's like a demon guy. But we'll find out later he's an alien,
Oh,
as will happen a couple times.
yeah, right. There's aliens in Dragon Ball.
There's not aliens in Dragon Ball. There's aliens in Dragon Ball Z.
Sorry. Okay.
That is, if you needed to explain
Important
to
distinction.
anyone
Okay.
the distinction between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball
There's
Z,
no
there's aliens in Dragon
Ball.
Ball Z.
But there
Yep.
are in Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what the Z is for.
Aliens.
Zaliens.
While all of this is happening in the middle of it, they gotta have a tournament because it is an anime.
It's a
Although,
shonen.
I think, did this one start the trend of that, like Dragon Ball specifically, that every shonen needs to have a
possibly.
tournament in it?
I mean, it certainly popularized the whole thing, and that was
It's
like
Yu Yu Hakusho was not about that at all, and then
Naruto.
became about tournament. And
right.
so
Well, I
Naruto.
mean, Dragon Ball itself was not about that until they did a tournament arc, and people were like, "I like this, more of this, please." And they were like,
I
"All
like
right."
when people fight.
And that's where we get introduced to a bunch of the other main characters that we will see in Dragon Ball Z, although their role will be slightly diminished. There is Yamcha, who is the most powerful human in the world for a brief moment.
Okay.
And
I don't know if that's even true.
he wins. Doesn't he win the tournament? One of the tournaments, and then
I don't think
maybe
so.
not, or gets to the, or he's. I think he got to the finale, and then he lost to Tien Shinhan, who is a man with 3 eyes. And also is the holder of the Kiko Ho technique, which is the sacred triangle technique, where he just hits a person with a big triangle beam.
Yeah, I mean,
Triangle beam.
Yes, that's literally
Yeah.
what he does.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's trained by, I can't remember his name, but it is Master Roshi's like only rival
Right. Yeah,
teacher of martial
doesn't,
arts.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. He literally never comes up.
Who is Yamcha's little kitty cat?
Poir, I think.
Poir,
Is-
yeah, Poir.
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 There's some romantic tension between Bulma and Yamcha for
I
a
thought
while.
you were saying Poir. I was like, excuse me?
And
Puar. Poir.
Yeah.
Poir. It's like Guar, but
Yeah.
Poir because he's a cat. Yamcha will not come up much anymore.
Okay.
It's another big joke because Yamcha is pretty important in the original Dragon Ball, and he kind of represents like what Goku could eventually become if he gets strong enough. But then Goku laps him so quickly that Yamcha kind of has no role anymore. And the other thing was he was kind of maybe going to pair up with Bulma, and then that didn't happen either. And so Yamcha became a character that had nothing to do, and so Toriyama, like he does with all his characters, he doesn't know what to do, just kind of leaves them by the wayside.
Yamcha, he go and play baseball, and he's
he becomes
very good at it.
becomes a professional baseball player.
How very Japanese of him.
Exactly. So Yamcha's there for a while. Tien Shinhan is going to be around for a bit longer. He eventually wins the first tournament that they're a part of and claims the title of the world's strongest.
Second tournament.
Who wins the first tournament?
Jackie Chun.
Oh, does Jackie Chun?
Jackie
Okay.
Chun?
Jackie Chun is actually Master Roshi cleverly disguised so that he can join the tournament because he's already the world's strongest, but he's trying to push his pupils, Goku and Krillin, into becoming even more powerful. So he disguises himself as the Jackie Chun to to
To-
enter the
to-
tournament incognito so that he can train with them and be a
Classic.
yeah. And
It's
then
Robin Hood entering the
uh,
tournament as an old man.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Except this is an old man entering the tournament as a younger
as
man.
a young man. Yeah.
Well, a different old man.
He's younger. He has hair now.
He does wear the big hair wig. That is fun.
There is also with Tien Shin Han, his I don't know if they're actually friends at this point or if they just become friends later, but Chaozu is a little doll boy. I
think
don't
they're
know.
always friends.
Yeah. He is physically very weak, but he is a master of like psychokinesis, which is a very dangerous power in Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
He becomes a
Yeah,
lot
the,
less
the martial arts based.
right. He doesn't. Yeah, he's not very strong. So if you can get through his mental powers, then you're able to defeat him, which I think
You
Krillin
can just
actually
punch him.
does.
What is this
Yeah, that
character's
sounds great.
name?
Chaozu.
Chaozu?
Chaozu.
And there are a few other side characters in the tournament that they fight, but they're not important because they will not show up again.
Chaozu is the mime looking
Yeah,
little boy.
he's just a little guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's some kind of
some kind of freak.
spirit.
Yeah.
he a freaky little guy. No, yeah, he's based on some kind of like spiritual creature from Eastern mythology stuff.
Sure.
Right. And then as the tournament ends, we are going to meet our next big piece of Goku lore, which is
Goku lore.
that Goku, when the moon rises, becomes a giant ape and rampages through wherever he is until
All the time?
only when the moon
I know,
is
but
full.
like every full moon.
Every full
so
moon.
he's been
Wait,
doing this the whole time.
However-
he lived in the mountains up until now.
Right, where the moon could not reach them.
Well,
Oh.
or he just rampaged in the mountains.
Or yeah, either way.
I was gonna say, why would it not reach the mountain?
So upon this happening, this happens when they are around in the tournament area. The moon rises and Goku becomes a rampaging monster, and Master Roshi, who is still disguised as Jackie Chun. This is an escalation, but this is good. We're just gonna have to jump in. I also should mention that Master Roshi is the holder of the Kamehameha wave, which is where you focus all of your chi energy into a beam and shoot it out.
That is really different than like just punching and kicking.
Yeah, well, that's like this is like a spiritual thing he's teaching them how to
Right.
do.
She shoot power beam.
And he teaches both Goku and Krillin how to do the Kamehameha. So between Krillin, Goku, and Master Roshi, those are the three guys that know how to do the Kamehameha wave. When the moon rises and Goku starts to rampage as a large monkey, Jackie Chun uses his Kamehameha wave to explode the moon, which prevents this problem from happening.
It causes also lots of ecological
I don't
problems,
think
would
that's
assume.
right. I don't
Lizzie,
think that's right.
you need to understand this is only the first time that the moon will be exploded in this series.
Okay. So
This
it
is
won't be the
another
last.
reason the moon always explodes in Sonic the Hedgehog, because it
Right.
happens in Dragon Ball all the time.
That's why Eggman blows up the moon.
That's correct.
Uh,
Half the moon.
It's a good strategy.
So do they like rebuild it that it can get exploded? multiple
Don't worry,
times?
honey. We'll get there. We're almost to the
Okay.
end of the Dragon Ball series.
I wish it was. I wish
So-
the moon was back.
So after the
The Dragon
tournament and
Balls?
after the American Indian kid's dad dies and after all this stuff, Master Roshi tells Goku that if he wants to become more powerful so that he can get all the last of the Dragon Balls and wish this kid's dad back to life and all that stuff, he needs to go further to the west to visit Master Kame, who is, again, just named God. Now, this is where it gets confusing because there's the Kami house, which is where Master Roshi lives. And then there's Kami, the entity who is sort
God.
of the god of the world.
Okay.
And so he's like, you need to go visit with Kami. And he lives up on top of an impossibly tall tower. I forget what the tower's called. But on top of it, it's called the Lookout, which is fair enough. It's where Kami looks out on the earth. And it's like impossible to climb up. But, you know, obviously he does it after a while. He meets that little cat guy who, like, I don't know.
Poir?
No, he's a different. He's a different talking cat.
different, but
there's a different one.
Yeah, a different talking cat.
A talking cat.
Which looks like a different, like, Poir for some reason is like a really tiny little cat thing, but also like floats and could just like fly around. You're driving me crazy now that I don't remember.
I know, right? He's like a kind of important guy. Also, Master Roshi has an older sister known as Fortune Teller Baba.
Yeah,
who's like a Baba Yaga kind of.
Okay,
Corin.
like
it's Corin.
Yeah, right.
Corin?
Corin. Oh, yeah, and the tower is called Corin Tower because it's his tower.
Yeah, Corin is he's a fat medium sized cat, like the size of an 8-year-old child.
Yeah, but he's got like a smoker's voice, and
Yeah.
he's very vulgar.
Oh.
But he is the keeper of Corin's tower, which is the tower that leads up to the Lookout, which is where Kami lives, and Goku learns lessons from him, and that's where we're introduced to Corin's special food that he grows on the Tower of Corin, known as
Cat
the
food?
sensu bean.
Oh. A bean.
It's a bean.
Special beans.
Corin grows these beans, and they're
Kitty
infused
cat
with
beans.
spiritual energy. If you eat even one bean, it will fully restore you to full strength.
Whoa.
Yes.
Pretty
and
good.
heal basically any wound.
And heal all your wounds. It's used
That's
to reset
nice.
people so that if they get into a fight, they can do another fight without having to wait for 3 months or whatever
Nice.
later.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Very convenient. Goku has obtained now a staff, a flying nimbus, and a bunch of sensu beans. He is
It's pretty good.
he's just about ready to finish this up. He meets with Master Kami at the top of the Lookout. Kami is a wrinkled old green man with antennae. And he
It's
is
probably
like
an alien.
Yeah, well,
no, there's no
he's-
aliens yet.
He's a god,
Okay, sorry.
but he is an alien.
Okay.
What
He-
but
What are we,
not yet.
Scientology?
He's not an alien yet.
He's like, Goku, I need to train you because I am but one half of a whole. You see, long ago, I wanted to become the overseer of Earth. And so I wanted to take out all of the evil parts of me so that I could become fully good. And he did that.
It's
but
fucking such a classic blunder.
I know, right? Now you just have one super evil guy instead of one guy with evil thoughts in his heart, but a good mind to
I think-
overcome them.
I think maybe a lot of politicians have done this.
Yeah, and then the good parts
the-
went off
the
to go
good
live in the
parts went
forest
away.
like Walden Pond.
Yeah.
The evil parts stayed behind.
The evil ones became the politicians.
If anything, they're like, I have to get rid of this nagging sense of I'm doing bad.
This is the fucking Chun-Li movie where
where M. Bison is like, I have any regret in my heart.
I will kill my wife and embed all of my feelings of goodness in my daughter, my unborn daughter, so that I might become fully evil.
Yeah,
It will be more convenient for me.
Go check out our Street Fighter episode. Anyway, Kami's like, Goku, I'm going to train you to become the person who's going to fight my evil half. My evil half is named Piccolo Jr.
Oh,
Wait,
I know
wait,
this
Or
name.
no, it's just
He's-
Piccolo now.
It's just Piccolo right now.
Piccolo.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Okay, right. It's Piccolo.
Piccolo.
And all of these villain creatures are going to be named after instruments. That's their naming convention.
Yes, all of Piccolo's minions are
Yeah.
different.
Oh, I
I
was
think they're
thinking it's
different
like
wind
pickle.
instruments specifically. Yeah, it doesn't
thought-
matter.
No, I was going to say, I thought one of them named like drums or something. But
That's totally possible.
Kami is like, okay, King Piccolo is out there. He's my evil half. He's creating all these demon monsters that are like offshoots of himself. I'm going to train you to be powerful enough to overcome him. And we are going to train for the next World Cup championship, because if you go there and he knows I trained you and you're super strong, then he'll want to fight you. Okay. Wait, no, that's Piccolo Jr. See, I always get them mixed up. Okay. No, he's just going to go kill. He's just going to go kill King Piccolo. Goku is.
I remember the lore on these ones pretty well, and this is like super fun to listen to. CJ has all of the right pieces. He's got the correct pieces, but they're all kind of like jumbled together, and I'm just like, they get the point.
They do get the point. And this is the thing about watching anime when you are younger, is this is kind of how you're like, who the fuck is this guy? Because you watch them in the wrong order, because I don't know, you had basketball practice one day.
It was on the TV.
It was on TV and they just play them at random.
This is why I have like really weird knowledge of Dragon Ball, because I would see it once in a while on TV.
Yeah, hell
I
yeah.
should say. So I did have a VHS of like an episode or two of Dragon Ball for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted I wanted to get all of those, right? The Dragon Ball Z series.
You wanted to collect all the Dragon Balls?
I wanted to collect all the Dragon Balls VHS. And my mom was like, those are kind of expensive for just like keeping a TV show, which they were. They were like 2 episodes on a VHS.
Yep. Oh, I remember. I had a Pokemon one.
But she got me one for like a birthday, and she just randomly got me one. It was the filler episode where they learned how to drive.
Drive cars, yes.
That was the Dragon Ball Z episode that I owned, was the driving cars episode.
The one that I have, I assume CJ's actually getting to right now, because I remember it was an episode about Goku, like Piccolo, like separated Goku to be like alone in the wilderness, and then he pulled his tail off of him.
Yes.
I
had
that episode.
That's Dragon Ball Z.
That's Gohan.
That's Dragon Ball
and that's
Z.
Gohan.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You've got it right though, because
they all look so fucking
you
similar.
You pointed out exactly what we were just talking about with the muddle.
So, it was Tambourine, by the way. Was the demon I was thinking about.
There were a bunch of different
instruments.
Types of instruments. Yeah.
So, Goku is eventually going to kill King Piccolo. By the way, I think they've summoned the dragon. Like, they'll summon the dragon a couple times over the series. That's happened at some point. So
there's
ooh.
You know, it'd be fun. A fun little mini game here.
Oh yeah.
Would Lizzie, would you like to guess what the first thing that they wish for with the Dragon Balls is?
Lizzie will never, ever, ever in a million years guess what it is.
I guess they wish for world peace.
No, they don't. Well, no. Okay, so originally, the first time they get all the Dragon Balls together, is it Emperor Pilaf is the one who actually does it? So Emperor Pilaf gets all the Dragon Balls together, and his whole thing is he's trying to wish for immortality. That's all he wants. He gets the Dragon Balls together, and they summon the dragon, and then as they make their wish, the Pigman, remember there's a Pigman in Journey to the West? They also have a Pigman companion who's a little pervert.
Oh.
And he's there as well, and he jumps in at the last second, and he wishes for a pair of, is it comfortable panties?
The softest pair of panties.
And then the dragon's like, okay, and then
I don't like that.
I didn't think you would, but
he does it. He wishes that as like a blocker so that the emperor can't wish for immortality, but then he does have the world's most comfortable panties.
Wait, who wished that?
He's
the little pervert man.
Oh.
Yeah.
He just wears them on his head.
I didn't think you would like that, but I liked you not liking that.
So that's the first thing that's wished for in Dragon Ball.
All right.
Later on, the little American Indian boy's father is wished back to life. Goku succeeds in his mission. And then later on, Krillin is wished back to life because...
Krillin died?
Yeah, so one of King Piccolo's minions, or maybe it was King Piccolo himself, kills Krillin.
Yeah, it was one of his minions. It was like talking about the sort of like phase shifts of the Dragon Ball series. We had like, you know, silly fun time in the early Dragon Ball, and then when King Piccolo shows up, one of the first things they do is his minion snaps Krillin's neck and kills him.
Oh
like,
my god!
This ain't your daddy's Dragon Ball anymore.
This is dark now. These are fucking demons from hell.
Yikes.
But Goku's able to get all the Dragon Balls again and wish Krillin back to life. And Goku is able to become powerful enough to kill King Piccolo. And so King Piccolo's dead, and Goku's friends are all back to life, and everything's good. But when King Piccolo dies, he leaves behind one final egg.
He spit out an egg.
He spit out a big egg. I think he hatches all of his minions from eggs.
Oh.
He's like a reverse Yoshi.
They're like his babies?
Yeah, those are his babies.
Yeah.
But in this case, when he spits out this new egg, it doesn't become one of his minions. It is King Piccolo reincarnate. And he is now known as Piccolo Jr.
Or Piccolo for short.
Or Piccolo for short.
Right. Okay. Because I thought Piccolo was like kind of a good guy.
You're right. It's very confusing.
Okay.
But no, he is and let's go over it one more time all together. Okay, he is the evil half of God separated out, who is killed but reincarnated himself as an egg. And then became
even
Piccolo
more
Jr.
powerful and evil Piccolo Jr., a.k.a. Piccolo.
And so Piccolo grows up over the next 3 years, and Kami is like, okay, Goku, you have 3 years to become powerful enough to defeat Piccolo Jr., who's going to come try and kill you for killing his dad/him before. And so this is the time when Goku goes from being little boy Goku to being full adult, like, not adult, but, you know, he's like
in
regular
6
size.
years?
He doesn't have kid proportions anymore.
He gets that big in 6 years, he said?
3 years.
3?
Yeah, no one recognizes him because they're like, Goku?
So he's like 12?
Yeah. Well, no.
I think he's like 15 or 16 at this point.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like 16.
He get married at around that time. So
yeah, because Chi-Chi comes back in this final tournament, and she's like, remember you said you were going to marry me? And he's like, oh, yeah, I guess I did. Well, okay. So they get married.
Yeah.
And
Cute.
then Goku is able to defeat Piccolo Jr. They both do the thing where they're like, I was fighting you, but my clothes are weighted, and now I'm going to take them off. And then he's like, I also was wearing weighted clothes. This is fun. And then he does a big Kamehameha or something, and he defeats King Piccolo. But King Piccolo, or not King, Piccolo Jr., a.k.a. Piccolo.
How could you get it messed up?
He's also a King Piccolo, a.k.a. King Piccolo.
We'll just call him Piccolo from now on. He is not killed. He is only defeated in the tournament. Goku wins the tournament for the first time. He's never actually won the world tournament before. And he is crowned as the strongest fighter on all of Earth. And he marries Chi-Chi, and
they have a baby.
They eventually will have a baby together. And that wasn't that like a fun, fantastic, high fantasy? Oh, they're fighting demons and guys with guns. Oh, that's crazy.
But what if aliens were there?
What? You know what, honey? What if? Ethan, did you want to take the reins for a while?
I'd love to take the reins on this part. This is fun. This is fun stuff.
All right. I think so what we need to get across from Dragon Ball is we're kind of just laying down all these characters. The ones that are going to be important are Goku, obviously. Bulma is still around. Krillin and a Chi-Chi, I guess technically is kind of important.
Goku's wife.
And wife. Piccolo.
And Piccolo. And then Master Roshi is there with the sort of supporting cast of like Krillin and
a lot
Yamcha.
Of the names are going to come up again, but they have all like lost a lot of importance.
They all go do their own thing. I think
they all die.
Well, spoiler.
Whoa.
No, I wanna set the stage for you here, Lizzie.
Okay.
So even though like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z for the manga, it's just like a continuation of the same series, right? Like they don't change the name, it's still the Dragon Ball manga.
Right.
The Dragon Ball Z thing was a uh like a new set of animation, right? That thing where like they'll do a continuation of a series, but now it's like uh we've started again from this same point.
Okay.
So in the US, we got Dragon Ball Z first. And
Right.
so we started in this middle point. You're a child and you're watching the first episode of Dragon Ball Z. They're all hanging out on Master Roshi's little island when a man comes down in a spaceship and comes to Roshi Island, and he says, "Ah, you, the Goku guy, you are actually my brother and also an alien. You were sent to Earth as a baby to turn into a giant monkey and destroy the planet, but you hit your head as a baby and forgot about being evil."
Well, why'd they send a fucking baby with
because
such a soft little head?
because they are, to use a more modern reference, like the Viltrumites from Invincible, where they send out their youths to go take over kind of easy to take over planets so that they can grow up big and strong.
Okay.
But
But he wasn't a very powerful monkey. If even when he was rampaging, he didn't seem
The-
to do that much.
You're wrong, honey. He
Oh,
was
okay.
a very powerful monkey.
Oh,
He was
okay.
so powerful that Master
know,
Roshi couldn't actually
Does
stop him. He had to blow up
we-
the moon. It was
Oh, right,
easier to
fuck.
blow
Yeah,
up
you're
the
right.
moon
I forgot.
than to stop him.
I can't believe I forgot they blew up
Oh,
the
by the
moon.
way, the moon is back.
I think
Yeah,
they
how is it back?
wished it back
They-
at some point.
They
wish-
they either
of
wish yeah, I
course.
think they wished it back, and then because Shenron restores the moon, and then what they discover is that if you remove the tail of Goku,
Right.
then he will not turn into.
Okay, I was gonna ask
a
that
big
next. I was gonna
rampaging
say, does Goku still have his
so that's
tail?
no, Goku does not have his tail anymore because he doesn't want to turn into a big rampaging monkey, but they also still want to have the moon.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
It's a helpful
important.
combo.
But when
yeah.
Goku's brother shows up, he has a tail.
right.
So his
And is that Vegeta?
no.
No.
His brother is Raditz.
Raditz.
The
Which is-
radishes.
it's a
And
radish.
Right.
And he does also tell Goku that your name is not actually Goku, it's Kakarot. And
Kakarot.
you're the carrot boy. But yeah,
Carrot.
so that was like the martial arts stuff was becoming increasingly more popular, and like again it was just this 90s era where people were not as into like gag manga and stuff anymore.
Uh-huh.
And so this was just their like hard transition that they did is you're actually an alien and I'm going to kill everyone on this planet now to sell the planet for money. That's all I actually
that's
want.
That's what we do.
Okay.
We kill the indigenous people so that we can sell the planet for our space capitalists.
For our
Okay.
space capitalists, and you need to help me do this now or I'm going to kill you.
And this was also like Ethan was pointing out, there was the concept of like the big three. They still try to do the big three in anime for every generation, and I don't even know if the big three was like even true even in Dragon Ball's time, because Dragon Ball was super popular, and at the same time the other really popular animes were like One Piece and Bleach and Naruto. And so some people will choose like three of those and be like, these were the big three. But then
Well, pretty like all three of those, One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach, like took a lot of stuff from
right.
Dragon Ball. And they were the sort of like they were the follow-up, but also what kind of solidified Jump manga from being
Right.
like whatever silly for kids stuff to like we do fights now.
Yeah, and so Dragon
This
Ball
is
Z
for
is
middle
also
schoolers now.
Exactly.
it's like Dragon Ball Z followed in the footsteps of those big three, which originally were following in the footsteps of Dragon Ball.
Right.
Okay, so
Naruto was also originally kind of a gag manga.
Right. You can
The,
and you can
the
see
pilot.
right. You can see the transition from like silly goofball to like actually what little boys want to see is
Fights.
little boys becoming more powerful.
No,
and
I'm talking
fighting
about
people.
original Naruto, which
Yeah,
was
I know.
it was like a gang thing. I don't know.
love that. Well, shout out if you want a Naruto episode, or
It'll
don't.
probably
That's
happen
fine.
How
either
many
way,
times have I
but-
mentioned it?
Every time no one mentions it, I put it off another 2 weeks.
Yeah, right.
So we're edgy now. Raditz is gonna kill everybody on the planet unless Goku can stop him. But Raditz is like way stronger than Goku, way stronger than Goku's anyone he's ever faced before. So what is he going to do? Use the Dragon Balls? No, Toriyama forgot about that.
Toriyama's like, we're
Those
not
are
really
somewhere.
doing that right now.
So instead, he's going to call up his old rival Piccolo and say, "We need to work together to stop Raditz."
Also, Raditz steals Gohan.
Oh, that does also happen.
No,
He's
baby.
It's like the first episode. He's like, "Hey, what's up? I'm an alien. You're an alien. Your kid's half alien. I'm going to destroy the planet and I end you unless you help me. Also, I'm taking your son as a hostage."
I assume so. Gohan is born with a tail.
Correct.
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
He is half Saiyan, which
Yeah.
I think basically makes you full Saiyan. Like,
Okay.
It is like it is again the Viltrumite more modern stuff that is all based off of like Dragon Ball
Z,
influence.
yeah.
Where it's like if you have any amount of Saiyan blood, you are a Saiyan. But yeah, so Piccolo he doesn't like the idea of working together with Goku, but he wants to take over the planet, and if Raditz take over the planet first, then Piccolo can't take over the planet. So
Right.
he says, "All right, I'll help you out."
An
And-
uneasy alliance.
An uneasy alliance. The two of them fight together against Raditz in mighty 2v1 combat. And again, we're the edgy show now. So the first arc of this new edgy thing, in order to defeat Raditz, the final move is Goku gets him into a bear hug, and Piccolo shoots a power beam through the two of them, killing both of them.
I kind of remember that.
It's like Piccolo's like, I have a move that I've been working on that's so powerful it can kill this alien in one shot. However, I need to stay stationary, focusing on it for about 5 minutes.
I
Really
need you to
good move.
1v1 this guy for 5 minutes, but after that, I'll totally win.
It's like how you have to wait a turn to charge solar beam.
Exactly.
It's exactly like that, honey. And also, he's green, so maybe he is absorbing
he's
solar
Venusaur.
energy.
What is his?
like a
His one
plant.
is
I think
special
Piccolo had a
beam
Venusaur.
cannon.
Yeah, the special beam cannon.
Yeah.
I didn't need to look that up. I knew that. I will also say this is another time when Toriyama introduced something that he forgot or just didn't care to continue. You forgot, Ethan, that when Raditz shows up, he's got an energy reader. Then he's able
Yeah.
to take energy readings of all of the characters and assign them power score rankings.
Yeah, I was gonna get into this a little later, but we could probably just say this now. The energy readers, the power scanners, they were probably the most ingenious thing that pushed Dragon Ball Z to become like the worldwide phenomenon. There is something for little boys about being able to numerically like quantify how powerful a dude is, And so you can just keep on shifting the numbers to say, now we're really, you had a mere million power. Well, this guy has a billion power. And
This
all
guy's
of the
got
little
over
kids.
9,000 power.
Exactly. And all the little kids are like, oh my fucking God, those numbers are
Oh,
bigger
that's
than those
big.
other numbers.
So, Ethan, I will say, I think you are correct. However, I think as a storyteller,
Right.
doing
Two
this
very
is one
different
of
things.
the worst things. Like, it immediately like paints you into a corner of like you have to explain all of the different, like, even in the beginning, like in the couple earlier episodes where they have this, their power levels increase when they take off their weighted clothing. So
Yeah,
it's
fuck
like
yeah.
they didn't change at all. It's just their resistance is lower, and so their power goes up. And these are like the things you have to contend with, and people will go fucking rabid on the internet to like determine what people's estimated power levels at any given time, at like in any given like apparatus that they might be wearing or whatever, like what their power level would be at each of those moments. And like as a person who's just trying to make a thing where people fight each other and sometimes people beat other people who might technically not be as strong, I can see why they eventually stopped doing it so much. But
Eventually, it's way later.
but they really were like, wow, the power level. Now I know, oh, Goku's power level is 1,500 and the big bad that they're against is 4 million. So now I know how far he's got to go.
You're right. Terrible storytelling device, but as far as like selling your franchise, people ate that shit up. I ate that shit up. That shit's
I know.
amazing.
Ethan still talks about it. He's like, well, how's your power level today, bro? And I'm like, I'm a little groggy today, so maybe
Yeah,
just
I
a
was-
mere like 68 million.
Not 6'7"?
I specifically chose the number in the middle of all the funny meme numbers. They scanned the turtle, because remember Master Roshi has a turtle that lives on his
Yeah.
island,
Oh, yeah.
and the turtle ends up being like 0.2 or something like that.
Oh, I thought it'd be really funny if it was like crazy. It was
No,
like 2
it's-
billion.
It's not. They don't do.
Yeah.
They don't do jokes like that. You don't joke around with the
We're
power.
not
levels.
Okay.
joking anymore here.
Okay.
But like Master Roshi also has one of the highest power levels, but he just like hides it or chills most of the time. And then when he like powers up, it's just like, whoa, this old man's going crazy. So it's also not even like what you're fully capable of at any given point. It's just like how much power you're putting
You have
out
in that
that
moment.
moment.
How much
Yeah.
power you're at that moment you're exuding.
Mhm.
What's your aura?
Yeah, what
Whoa,
is your
what's
aura,
your aura
bro?
score, bro? Jesus, it is just like that. All of the new stuff that the kids say is just the old stuff.
It's just Dragon Ball. It's all
just
Dragon Ball.
All
Yeah,
comes
you're
back
right.
to Dragon Ball.
Okay, so I love this transition that we're gonna do another transition. So
Mhm.
Raditz, the space alien, and Goku have both been killed, right? So
Mhm.
crisis averted? No, because Raditz's spaceship has like a little communication device wherein a couple of other aliens were listening, and they heard the conversation not just about taking over the world, but about there's Dragon Balls on
Yeah.
this world, magical balls that can grant wishes.
Because Goku's dead, so all his friends were like, not a big deal. We'll just go find the Dragon Balls
Wish him back
that make you able
to
to
life.
not die.
Yeah.
But they
And-
did it right next
They
to the
did it right in front of the
transceiver.
radio.
Wow.
So we have two more aliens. Goku's alien race is a Saiyan.
Right.
Raditz is a Saiyan. We have 2 more Saiyans coming now. Vegeta and Nappa. And they're
Vegeta.
like,
The Nappa
We're-
I know
cabbage.
Vegeta's a bad man
Vegeta's a bad man.
because he wears a shirt
yeah,
that
he
says
wears it
that.
on his jacket.
That's very
sometimes.
helpful. So the 2 of them are going to make their way to Earth, but they're about a year's space travel away. And they are like 10.
Convenient.
their power level is like 10 times more than Raditz' was.
Oh no.
So Goku's dead, but in a series with magical Dragon Balls, death doesn't mean a lot.
Right.
So the rest of the team is like, we're going to collect the Dragon Balls and wish you back to life before these guys get there. So you need to train as hard as you can while dead in the afterlife to become 10 times stronger so you can fight these coming aliens. And he said, well, who am I going to train with in the afterlife? Good question. You're going to train with God. Now,
Going
you might
further
remember
to the west.
Huh?
there was a god on Earth named Kami, but in another thing that's going to become a Dragon Ball mainstay, Kami is not really God. He's like low tier God.
He's like
the
a middle
real
manager.
God, the real God is King Kai, and he lives down at the end of this many like hundreds of miles long giant snake road in the afterlife that you have to run to him in order to seek his training.
Okay.
And if you fall off of Snake Way, you fall into hell.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
it's not very thin, but it's like a sidewalk, but if you fall off of it, you go to hell.
So
The road to hell is paved with falling off
big
and
with
falling
snake.
into
Snake,
hell.
with Big Snake. So Goku is he's going to spend this next year running to King Kai and training there. Piccolo, he says, well, that seems bad. We're gonna need everything we can send at these Saiyans. So he steals Gohan, Goku's child. He's like, "You're a Saiyan. You have some fighting potential. I'm gonna train you." So Piccolo's like, "Yeah, none of you. Now that Goku's dead, none of you can beat me. I'm gonna do what I want. This child is mine now." And he takes Gohan
Baby
out.
napper.
Yeah, he naps Gohan to
Yeah,
go
Gohan's-
train him to be a warrior.
Gohan's been kidnapped for the second time in a row now.
Sequentially.
Yeah, he's getting tossed around. But it's important to know that when he was being held by Raditz like used his power scanner towards him. He was trapping him inside of his spaceship, and he could see that Gohan's power level was going crazy, higher even maybe than Goku's.
This is a powerful baby.
Yeah,
he has a lot of potential.
He's
I
great
see.
potential. And I'll just put this up front because we'll see this later. Gohan was supposed to become the next main character. Everything that they did was gearing up for Gohan to have this big like coming of age story and kind of taking the place of his dad. And then people didn't really like that. And so they just didn't do that.
We just want Goku back.
They literally were like, we just want Goku.
They were exactly like that.
And so
I like
Gohan
Goku.
eventually, like a lot of stuff is framed around Gohan becoming the main character. I mean, his dad is dead, and now he's training with his dad's arch enemy. Like, classic
Yeah.
follow-up story. But that will not ever come to fruition.
Right.
Well,
They
he
have
never
the
becomes.
moment. He's got one.
They have a.
yeah.
He gets a moment, but yeah,
He
he
has the
never
one moment,
becomes
and
like the
then
main
it's-
character.
Yeah, and then he becomes the main character's son again.
So the rest of the fighting characters they're kind of known collectively at this point as the Z fighters, because we're in the Dragon Ball Z series now, and so that would be Krillin and Yamcha and Tien, and kinda Chaozu.
Kind of Chaozu.
And kinda Chaozu.
And
So
then Piccolo and Goku. But
Right.
they're, doing their own thing.
So our four human fighters, they're gonna train and get ready for the coming battle as well. They're gonna kind of do what Goku did before and train with Kami. Goku's gonna train with the big god, and they're gonna train with the little god.
Yep. And also, I think Tien Shinhan is technically an alien, but that doesn't matter.
He's not an alien.
He's not. He just has 3 eyes.
He just has 3 eyes.
Just has a third eye.
There's a specific clan who have a third eye.
Cool. And they're okay. Whatever. They could have just been like, yeah, alien.
We're gonna do that with a lot of characters, but not that one.
fun.
Everybody spends the year getting ready for these new enemies, Nappa and Vegeta. They're kind of a fun combo. Nappa is like a 10-foot tall, like super beefy warrior, and then Vegeta is about 4 feet tall. And Vegeta is the super strong leader, and Nappa is the far less strong lackey. The two Saiyans, they land down on the planet, and again, because we're going hard now, we're edgy. uh Nappa is going to have a battle in which he kills Yamcha and Tien and Chaozu.
Oh my
uh
god.
Chaozu!
and then as things are becoming ever dire, Goku has learned a lot of stuff from King Kai, but he needs to make his way back down the Snake Road in order to get back in the fight. And so they're just trying to hold out long enough for Goku to get there. So it's down to like just Piccolo and Gohan defending against Nappa's attacks, and Piccolo's like, Gohan,
The Cybermen.
you gotta go hard. You gotta start doing all of that like superpower potential stuff that you have. And Gohan's just like, I'm 6 years old and you're
Most of the Z fighters are felled by creatures known as the Cybermen, which is just a thing that Nappa plants into the ground, and it grows these like little green guys. And so they are defeated by guys that they can just like grow.
To be each Cyberman is as strong as Raditz is.
It's just absurd how
Which
weak Raditz
they
becomes.
they like to throw that in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yamcha is killed by the Cybermen. I
Mhm.
think Tien gets the shit beat out of him, but I think he's actually killed by Nappa.
Yeah.
And then Chaozu has the psychic ability to make himself explode, and he does latch himself onto Nappa's back and sacrifice himself in an explosion that doesn't hurt Nappa at all.
In the slightest.
It ruined his shirt, though.
But it's like it's a dramatic moment where it's like, Chaozu, no, and he's like, I love you, Tien. I'm doing this for you, and then he explodes, and then Nappa's like, okay, that was weird.
That would have. He was so weak.
Yeah.
Speaking of sacrifices, over the course of all of this training and stuff, our evil demon lord Piccolo has realized this frightening thing, that he actually has feelings, and
Ooh.
he's found that he's grown to care for Gohan, and so Gohan, he tries to go hardcore on Nappa, and he's not able to pull the energy out. Nappa gives this extremely powerful beam attack that will obliterate Gohan in an instant, and Piccolo runs forward and he takes the blow, sacrificing himself to save little Gohan.
Oh.
If you remember back, Piccolo is the other half of Kami, right? When Piccolo dies, Kami also dies, and Kami was the being who created the Dragon Balls, which means that when Kami dies, the Dragon Balls die. And so Piccolo sacrificing himself is not only like this sad moment, but it is also a like, by the way, all of your friends who died in this battle, there is no magical way to bring them back anymore. Everyone's fucking dead.
Right. So Kami created the Dragon Balls. That summons the dragon Shinron, and he can grant wishes. But without the original creators of the Dragon Balls, they will just turn back into regular rocks.
Right.
Also, at this point, Goku has been wished back to life.
Yes, Goku is back.
But he was training with King Kai on King Kai's planet, which that's where the Snake Way led
Is
to.
that when he gets the little halo?
Yes, he has the little halo when he's dead, and then when they wish him back to life, his halo goes away, which means he's not dead anymore, but he doesn't get like slurped back to the earth. He's still just on King Kai's planet, which is why he now needs to get all the way back.
Hmm.
And I'd like to point out that his training with King Kai is just additional resistance
Oh,
training
yeah,
because
yeah.
King Kai's planet is very small but very dense. And so the gravity there is like 10 times greater than the gravity on Earth. And he's just like chasing around his pet monkey and his pet was a grasshopper.
Cricket or grasshopper or something.
And so that's the training that he learns with King Kai. Is to just run around on his very heavy planet.
Right, yeah, he learns a couple of awesome techniques, but the main portion of his training is just what if gravity was 10 times stronger.
But he is alive now. He's coming back to Earth, and it's just taking a bit because he's got to like retread the snake way. Although he is a lot faster now than he was before.
Right. He, in classic hero fashion, we're down to just Krillin and Gohan alive, and Nappa's about to like, well, I'll kill you two, and then we're done. And at the very last instant, Goku gets there and saves the boys.
Oh, we didn't even say Krillin's signature move, which is the Destructo Disc.
Yeah, I mean he'll use that in a second, I think.
Yeah. But they all have like a move, like their signature move. Obviously, Goku's is the Kamehameha. Krillin has the Destructo Disc. Piccolo has the special beam cannon, which he will learn how to use better in the future, so it doesn't take 10 minutes to load. And then we mentioned Tien Shinhan had the Kiko Ho.
Yep, yeah.
And then the rest of them don't really. I mean, I think Yamcha can also do the Kamehameha. I'm pretty sure
he can. Yeah, his special move, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the one where he make a power beam and then he can like direct it in flight.
Stupid.
It's, I mean,
and Chaozu's signature
cool
move is he can explode himself. It's a cool trick, but I can only do it once.
So Goku's back, and it's time to do some more numbers game, because Nappa was many times stronger than Raditz, which meant that he was easily able to defeat all of the Z fighters. But Goku is now many times stronger than Nappa. So despite Nappa being this giant warrior, Goku takes him down with ease, and everybody's like, whoa, that's awesome. But don't worry, because Vegeta is many times stronger than that. And so they're still screwed in the end.
If only there was a way for Goku to somehow multiply his strength to equal Vegeta's.
So Goku, in his final battle against Vegeta here, he pulls out the technique that King Kai taught him, the Kaoi-Can, in which he is able to do the... It was cool and unique at the time, but this has become the most tropey anime thing that anyone can do anywhere, where the Kaoi-Can allows him to multiply his power for a brief time, but he damages himself by doing so.
Shortening his lifespan or whatever.
And so it looks cool as hell, and it's
bad for you.
It's bad for you.
Technically, that never comes up.
Right. Well, yeah, because it's anime.
He get all like red with energy and just like buffs out to the extreme. Scary. And he can
No, it's awesome.
He can do like numbered increments of the Kaoi-Can. Yeah. So he can do Kaoi-Can times 2, and he's now become twice as strong, but he's still no match for Vegeta, so he's going to have to pull out Kaoi-Can times 5, which of course he's has to have like a 2-minute sequence of him saying like, I don't know how long my body can sustain Kaoi-Can times 5.
It's just long enough.
As much as like talking about it is like a lot of numbers going back and forth, it is also like a really badass animated fight.
Yeah,
and
it rips shit. It's awesome. There's a reason everyone likes it.
Everyone fucking loves this one. And one of the funnest things about it is that this is a battle that Goku is going to lose. he uses his Kaio-Ken times 20 to shoot a Kamehameha powerful enough to blast Vegeta off the planet. But using a Kaio-Ken times 20, the negative kickback effects like basically destroy Goku, and he is like conscious but unable to move on the battlefield there. And
Right.
Vegeta, though wounded, makes his way back, and he's like, I'm going to use the power that you gave up, and I'm going to create a fake moon in the sky that will allow me to turn into my giant monkey version whenever
Whoa.
I want.
He was like, what the fuck? Where's the moon here? I
yeah.
was specifically told
I
there was
did
a
skip-
moon here. He's like, what happened to your guys' moon? And Goku's like, they blew it up because I kept becoming a powerful monkey. And he's like,
Yeah.
well, that's okay, because our people have developed a technique to create a false moon so that we can transform whenever we want.
They did wish the moon back, and then Piccolo saw Gohan transform into a giant monkey monster, and he was like, I'm gonna nip this in the bud before the other Saiyans get there, and he blew up the moon a second
Yeah, so the moon
time.
is gone again.
And he took off Gohan's tail,
And he took off Gohan's tail, yep.
Yeah. So belt and suspenders.
which he just kind of like went like, boop,
Yeah.
like popped it off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was.
when
It
when a
will
Saiyan
grow
is-
back if you take it out that way. But
Yeah. When a Saiyan is grabbed by their tail, also, they're like immobilized. So it's actually like a pretty big disadvantage to have one in a fight, unless you're going to turn into a giant rampaging monkey monster.
that part's
I
really
see.
useful.
Yeah.
So, this looks like the end for the team here, for the entire world, right? As Goku is getting crunched in the giant monkey hands of Vegeta. But as CJ mentioned earlier, Krillin has a special attack, the Destructo Disc, which is a beam attack with like a slicing effect to it. And so
Seems to be able to cut through anything, which is crazy that how infrequently it works.
they do, I mean, they say that until they say, but it can't cut through that guy.
Sure, right.
But so I'm gonna kind of simplify a long
Right,
chunk
because
of them using a character we didn't even bring up and grouping together.
Yeah, I was
But
thinking about that.
the rest of the team are able to just barely get behind Vegeta and chop his tail off with their attacks, which
Nice.
both reverts him back into his humanoid form, and severely weakens him. So despite Goku losing, they are able to just make it out of this one. It's a thing I guess he's been doing since Piccolo, but this is one of the things that like bothers people a lot about Goku, is that with all of his like evil villains that he faces, Vegeta has through his underling murdered all of Goku's friends.
Yeah.
And Krillin's like, I'm gonna kill him now so that he can never threaten us again. And Goku's like, no, that was a really good fight, and I wouldn't want to lose such a powerful warrior opponent.
Goku just wants to fight strong opponents. That's the only thing he cares about.
So Goku insists that they let Vegeta go, and he just fly away in his spaceship like, I'll kill you guys later. Fuck you
I've been back
guys.
to kill you guys.
Team Rocket's blasting off again.
um
But Vegeta becomes like kind of a good guy.
he does become kind of a good guy. But
becomes male wifed.
I was gonna
We're-
say dates Bulma.
we're growing to like what a lot of people consider like the epitome of the Dragon Ball series is this next saga, the Frieza saga.
Okay.
It's sort of after that Vegeta becomes part of the team, but if we get into all of that, we'll need another couple episodes. So
Sure.
we'll focus on the Frieza saga for now.
Okay.
So they've saved the world for now, but all of their friends are dead, and the Dragon Balls no longer exist. So they're like, what are we going to do about this? Well, luckily, it turns out that Piccolo and Kami also actually aliens and not
Right.
not demons.
They're not just green guys with antenna.
Right.
Right. They're not just demons who kind of look alienish design. They were aliens the
They're
whole
aliens.
time. And so they came from this planet called Namek, and other Namekians are able to create Dragon Balls, and in fact, they have a set of Dragon Balls on Namek. And so the next plan here is we're going to send a team of Bulma and Krillin and Gohan to Namek to ask the Namekians, hey, can we use your Dragon Balls to wish our Dragon Ball guy back? At which point we can just keep using our Dragon Balls and everything will be chill. Goku is so horribly mangled from the battle that he is not able to come with them in this first trek of the adventure.
And so Bulma also is the heiress to a large corporation known as Capsule Corp. They have been using this technology since Dragon Ball, but basically it's just a little like capsule. You push a button on it and throw it out, and it like creates a thing to use. So
Right.
Bulma herself is like a kind of genius level inventor. And her father is also like a super brilliant inventor. And so once they're like, hey, we need to go to a different planet, they're like, I guess we'll invent interstellar space travel real quick for you.
Easy.
And so
They invented throwing a little capsule on the ground and it becomes a house. So.
Right. I think also
that one was pretty good.
It's pretty good. I think also it's kind of implied that they pull some tech from the Saiyans crashed ships, but
Sure.
but yeah,
Yes,
they create these new spaceships that can go to different planets.
Right. What they end up doing is Bulma, Gohan, and Krillin go in the Namekian ship, like from when Kami first landed on the planet. They find his Asian ship, and she was like, "I can figure this out." And then her dad is like, "You do that. I'll create an interstellar spaceship of my own, and then I'll send Goku along after you guys later."
It's crazy.
Just to make things simple.
Yep.
I think also his is technically faster after he's done with it because Goku like catches up with them. But
that does sound right. But yeah, so we're now a full-on space anime. We're going to another planet so that we can hang out with these alien people.
Yeah.
Ask aliens to restore our guy who made balls that grant wishes.
With their balls that grant wishes.
You know, classic storytelling, classic Journey to the West.
Journey to the Space West. So we have some hijinks on the way to Namek, but things really start in it, like they get another step crazier when we get to Namek, because it turns out the knowledge of Dragon Balls is now starting to spread pretty far and wide throughout the galaxy.
Sure.
And Vegeta's boss man, a guy named Frieza, has heard about the magical balls that can grant him immortality, and he's like, yes, please, I would like those.
I would like that.
I want those. I'll be having those.
And so we, as Krillin and Gohan and Bulma get to Namek, this planet is already under siege. The Namekians are like, they have some warriors that are on like the Piccolo kind of level, but they're overall like not a very strong race of aliens. And Frieza, on the other hand, I think he rules like a third of the galaxy or something with his iron fist.
Yeah, he's the son of the like universal emperor who's named King Cold. Get it? Because it's Frieza and King Cold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And his brother Cooler.
It's very good. But yeah, so when they reach Namek, it is already like it's pretty fucked up. Like the Namekian villagers are just kind of being rounded up and like, we're going to kill all of your children unless you tell us where the Dragon Balls are. And the Namekians are like, we if our whole village must die, you people will never have the magical Dragon Balls.
And they're like, okay, well, we'll just kill you off one by one until one of you breaks and tells us.
So this is like one of the most like fun Dragon Ball Z arcs of the show, because Gohan and Krillin are our two fighter boys that have gone on this journey. They're not particularly strong like earlier on versus Vegeta, and all of the people who work for Frieza are many times stronger than Vegeta. And so they are outgunned at every possible opportunity, but Bulma has the scouter or the dragon radar.
Right.
She has the ability to find the Dragon Balls, whereas Frieza's people, they just know they're on the planet somewhere. And so we have a lot of like hunting and fighting back and forth for these Dragon Balls. Into the mix, Vegeta, having healed up, makes his way to the planet. Vegeta and the Saiyans, it turns out, were actually wiped out down to the last like 5 of them by Frieza and then forced into servitude. So Vegeta, still a bad man, but he also hates Frieza.
Yes.
Vegeta specifically was the son of the king of the Saiyans, which would have made him prince of all Saiyans.
True.
Had Frieza not killed his dad and the rest of his people and their homeworld.
Their homeworld named Vegeta. His dad was like a little full of it. He was like, I'm gonna name you after the whole fucking planet, son.
So that explains why Vegeta is always so like incensed, is that he was supposed to become the leader of all Saiyans, and the leader of all Saiyans also would presumably be the most powerful Saiyan as well, because they are a warrior culture. And so that's also why it really sticks in his craw when Goku becomes very powerful, because he's like, no, I am the Prince of Saiyans. I should be the strongest.
That was a good Vegeta voice.
Oh, Goku, how could you? What are you doing to me?
So we have this sort of like 3-way battle for the Dragon Balls going on now, where the Krillin and Gohan are trying to find them using the radar. Vegeta is trying to find them for his own purposes. He is sometimes working with Krillin and Gohan, who none of them trust each other, and indeed, like, they all want the Dragon Balls for different purposes. But they know they don't stand a chance against Frieza's forces without each other.
Okay.
So this is like all going on across the course of the Namekian arc, and God, there's so much like dumb shit to like randomly throw in there. I don't even know what to add and what not.
The biggest thing is the leader of the Namekians, Big Boss, or whatever his name is.
Big Boss.
I want to say it's just Guru. Yeah, Grand Elder Guru.
So he is the one who created the Dragon Balls on Namek, and the Dragon Balls on Earth are just like sort of small baseball-sized balls, but for some reason that's actually a like pale comparison into the true Namekian Dragon Balls, because when Guru created his Dragon Balls, they're like dodgeball size.
No, they're like beach ball size.
Yeah.
They're very big.
And so they pretty like Frieza's forces pretty quickly scope out that Guru is like, he knows where all the Dragon Balls are and he is the one who made them. But then he's like, well, if you kill me, then the Dragon Balls will cease to work. And so they already have like a stalemate with this guy of like, well, we can't do anything to him. And when the Z fighters show up to like entreat him and to figure out what to do about Frieza, he's like, well, you seem like you're nice people and you're not going to kill my whole race like Frieza is. So I will help you by empowering you. And he like just grabs them on the forehead and like unlocks their hidden potential or whatever. Which makes them a lot stronger and able to kind of hold
Their
their
numbers
own
go
more.
up.
Their numbers
number
go up. And they're like, okay, well, we've got this Dragon Radar. We will go get the Dragon Balls. We're going to wish for our guy to be brought back to life. And I think maybe that this is the time when he reveals, it's like, well, what are you going to do with your other 2 wishes? And they're like, what? And he's like, yes, our Dragon Balls give 3 wishes if you can summon our dragon. And they're like, whoa, that's crazy better than ours. And he's like, yes, but there's a lot of other rules that don't really matter. It's just, you can't wish for immortality is the big one. So like, not only can the dragon on Namek grants 3 wishes instead of 1, but it won't grant immortality, which is weird. But the Dragon Ball on Earth will grant immortality, but it only gives you 1 wish per year.
Okay.
I don't like. There's a lot of important. We're gonna add a lot of rules here.
Yeah, I see that.
Another fun new rule set. Let's add. What makes Saiyans so special?
Right.
Well,
They
there's
have tails.
They have tails. That's a good. That could already be their thing, but we decided they need a couple more
That's
things.
not really their main thing.
I see.
It was their main thing, but not
It was.
anymore. So we're going to add in after the fact that Saiyans have they have a lot of powerful potential, because anytime a Saiyan is defeated in battle and left like a broken, crippled mess, when they heal up, they become exponentially more powerful after such a defeat.
Cool.
So yeah, whenever they're beaten to the brink of death or to death, which I guess probably doesn't happen as much, but it happens for Goku all the time,
Right.
they become like 10 times stronger than they once were once they heal.
I see.
So Vegeta, his strategy throughout the Namek thing is to get beat a few times and get brought to the brink of death, and he's like, then I'm gonna heal up, and at some point here, I will become so powerful that I will become a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, they have the Saiyans have like a prophecy basically, and they're like, there is legends of a Saiyan that becomes so powerful that he is able to defeat any foe, and we call this the Super Saiyan.
And he becomes blonde.
Yeah, but they don't know that yet because it's never happened, except for all the times that it's
Oh,
actually happened. That's
okay.
revealed in other series, but we won't talk about that right now.
It's a thing of legend. But this legend was in fact the reason why Frieza destroyed their planet and left only a few Saiyans standing, because
see.
he was like,
He's scared
I-
of the legendary
I-
Super Saiyan.
I can't have anyone who could challenge my power.
But in reality, they were actually talking about Broly the whole time, but we don't know that.
Shut up.
So they're trying to all collect the Dragon Balls. At certain points, the different factions will like get 2 or 3 or whatever. And Vegeta's off doing his bullshit. He keeps trying to like hide the Dragon Balls, but then like Gohan and Krillin keep finding it because they have a radar that can find it. I don't know if anyone knows the existence of the Dragon Radar until I think Vegeta eventually figures out that that's how they like keep finding all of these Dragon Balls, even though he keeps hiding them like underwater and like places that you just couldn't find them really. But they're getting ready to like assemble all of the balls at some point. Like Vegeta figures out about the Dragon Radar. He's like, finally, I have a way to collect all of them. I'm the strongest one. I'm the fastest one. I have everything I need now to be able to do this. And while this is happening, Goku has healed himself back on Earth. and he gets in the spaceship that Bulma's dad makes and is on his way to planet Namek to go help them. And you'd be like, oh, but Vegeta's had his ass kicked like so many times. He's gonna be like so strong. Don't worry. Bulma's dad was like, all right, Goku, I made the spaceship just like you wanted. You're able to increase the gravity on the spaceship by up to 100 times so that you can train while you're on your way to go and meet up with everyone on Namek. And he's like, perfect. I will become so powerful on the way there.
Numbers are so good.
The numbers are really good. And so when Goku gets to the planet, the rest of the characters are encountering a group known as the Ginyu Squad. This is Frieza's, like, I don't know, go-to hit squad, I guess, for getting stuff done. The Ginyu Squad consists of some of the strongest warriors in the known galaxy. There is the Captain Ginyu, who can switch his mind into other people's bodies. And I guess he's just is the most powerful because he presumably just switches his mind into a new body every time.
Into the most powerful guy that he finds every time.
Every time he finds a new guy, like a hermit crab. There is Rakum, who's just a big dude who's very strong.
I don't think he has a thing. I think he's just
really strong. But they set this up so like each of them has this own specific power that shows like Rakum is the strongest, Jace is the fastest. All their names are dairy puns as well. That's the Rakum
Japanese dairy puns.
Yeah, Rakum is cream. And etc. There is Jace is like the fastest.
The little guy's name, Guldo, is the little guy's name, and
Guldo
it
can
slips
stop.
off my...
Guldo can stop time, but only when he's holding his breath. So it's for a limited period.
You know.
And there's
Birder.
Birder, who is
Butter. He's Butter.
Yeah.
Birder.
But the reason that it's important that each of these guys are like the fastest or the strongest or they can stop time or whatever is because as they're fighting, Goku shows up and he's like, hey guys, what's going on? And Jace is like, don't worry guys, I'll take this guy out. I'm the fastest guy in the whole dang solar system. And so he, goes up to Goku really fast and starts punching him really fast, but Goku's dodging all his attacks. He's like, I guess you're pretty fast, but you're not faster than me. And so he beats him. And then Rakum is like, well, I'm stronger than him, certainly. And he's like, nope, stronger than you too, turns out. And then, all of them are using their powers on him. And Goku's like, oh, you guys aren't that strong. I guess this Frieza guy's probably not going to be a big deal. And then Captain Ginyu, of course, switches his body with Goku for a while, because he's like, cool, new strong body.
Very, very strong body.
But then Goku finds a way to switch his body back. And also, I think it's because when he inherits the captain's body, he also learns how to do the body switching technique, which is insane.
No, it's what happens with this one, CJ, is that they are able to beat on Captain Ginyu for a little while in Goku's body, because he was like already wounded or some shit.
Right.
And then Captain Ginyu's like, haha, I will just switch into Vegeta's body now, and he's fresh and raring to go. And then somebody, I want to say Krillin, throws a big old frog in between his body switch beam, and Captain Ginyu accidentally switches into a frog body.
Yeah, but then he's got then the frog is in Goku's body, and then they somehow find a way to switch Goku back into the frog's body.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. Anyway, he defeats the Ginyu Squad, and he's like, all right, I have to go beat up Frieza because Frieza's doing all of these terrible things, and I'm generally a pretty good guy. And we'll get the Dragon Balls and we'll use them to wish all of our friends back to life. And so the rest of the Z fighters are finally like caught up with Goku. Frieza has two more like lieutenant type guys. that Vegeta fucking hates because Vegeta was, you know, kind of in the running to be at that level of power. And so Vegeta is fighting one of these lieutenant dudes, Goku's fighting the other, and of course after a while they're able to beat both of them, which opens the way to Frieza. But it turns out Frieza is actually the most powerful of all of them, if you can believe.
Of course he is.
And so this is when everything kind of pops off.
Yeah, God, there's a lot of shit.
Yeah, there's a lot that happens. Obviously, it's like a whole
I
arc.
feel like we do need to do the Dragon Ball part, because they do summon the Namekian dragon, and in fact, Frieza is like, all hope seems lost. Frieza is able to summon the Namekian dragon.
That was part of it too. When they entreated Guru, the big thing that came out of that is there's magic words, remember, to summon the dragon. I think specifically you need to know the dragon's name. And they're like, even if Frieza gets all the Dragon Balls, he won't be able to know how to summon the dragon because he doesn't know the dragon's name. And Guru teaches Krillin and Gohan what the dragon's name is and how to like summon him if they get the Dragon Balls.
I can't remember if this is a yes and to this or a different part of it, but when Frieza summons him, he does find that the Namekian dragon only speaks Namekian and cannot understand the wishes that Frieza is trying to make.
Yeah, so Frieza's trying to, because it was the Guru has like a little award, like a child, that ends up being important. Dende, yeah. And so they are like, once they actually get around to summoning the dragon, the Namekian can't understand them. And so like Frieza wishes for something, but the dragon does not respond. And also, it's good to point out that these Dragon Balls, bigger balls, when the dragon appears, he's a big buff dragon instead of the regular slender little dragon that Shenron is.
Yeah, it's pretty rad.
Buff boy.
But Frieza is like, Dende, I'm going to kill everyone you love unless you let me wish for whatever I want to wish for. And Dende, just being a little kid, is like, okay, I guess you pull a lot of influence and I'm only a little kid. I can't possibly defy you. And then Frieza's like, all right, good. Tell him to make me immortal, because Frieza doesn't know the immortality stuff. But Dende is like, I think he's like, I wish for everyone on Namek to be on Earth now.
What they end up wishing for is, they wish that everyone who had died from Frieza's minions come back to life. Perfect. Which includes everyone on Namek. And because Vegeta was one of Frieza's minions, luckily that counts everyone on Earth as well. And then he wishes, I wish all of the Namekians, all the other Namekians and everyone went to Earth. And then because he's become a favorite character, he says, and also I wish Piccolo was here on Namek now, so he could help us fight.
Wait, okay.
You can just say, and also.
Okay, so
this dragon has multiple wishes.
Oh, right.
So his first wish was he wished for Piccolo to be revived. And then Piccolo comes back to life, and so does Kami, because again, they're two halves of the same whole. And then we also learned that this is just a thing Namekians can do. They can split themselves off, and they can also merge themselves together.
Right.
Kind of at will. But Piccolo comes back to life. Then Dende wishes for Piccolo to be returned to Namek. So Piccolo's on the planet now, also. And then he wishes for everyone to be teleported off of Namek, except for Goku and Frieza, because Goku is gearing up to fight Frieza to the death, and they're gonna fucking waste the planet.
We've made an absolute mess of it, but that's all right. We're almost at the end here. There's the thing with Frieza, because we've gotten super into this like what if number got exponentially bigger thing, right?
Mhm.
And so Frieza's beautiful thing is that Frieza can transform, in which case he becomes exponentially more powerful. And so like he's this little guy again. He's kind of like Vegeta size, 4 feet tall or so, and then he's like
short king.
short king. And then he's like, all right, I guess it's time for me to get serious. And he transforms into like 8 foot tall giant warrior Frieza, and starts fighting everybody, beating the shit out of everybody. And in another one of those things that is like storytelling garbage but like franchise brilliance, when they get to the point where we's like, all right, we've had a good Frieza fight, but we can't end the thing on this. What do we do now? Well, it turns out Frieza can transform again. That was
Oh.
just his first transformation for fighting noobs, but now so
This
I
isn't
think
even my final form.
this isn't even my final form. I think Frieza transforms 4 times. If you
Scary.
include his base one. So it is just like a constant thing of like Piccolo comes back and he's merged with this other Namekian warrior to become more powerful than you would ever imagine. And now, oh my god, he's so strong he can even beat the shit out of 8 foot tall Frieza. It looks like the day is saved, but wait, Frieza can actually just transform again, and now he's exponentially stronger than Piccolo.
This just feels like little kids playing a game where they're like,
Yeah.
actually, no, you don't
this is
kill
what
me.
little kids
I
are
actually am
doing.
super strong now because of this.
It is that made into a TV series for
Cool.
little boys to ingest.
Yep.
So we have same kind of thing. Goku comes to save the day now. He's going to fight against this third form of Frieza, and holy cow, he's so powerful that he's able to beat Frieza like it's nothing. But it looks like Frieza actually had another transformation, and he's now exponentially stronger than that. And so he starts beating the shit out of Goku. What it all comes down to in the end is this thing that they've been building up over the entire like Namek saga, with Vegeta being like, I've realized now, you're the one and you will become the Super Saiyan.
Oh,
The thing that triggers him to become the Super Saiyan, which I guess hadn't happened before, is that Frieza just explodes Krillin, like just like holds his hand up
No.
and is like exploded, and he just
No,
explodes.
Mhm.
And this flies Goku into a blind rage.
my boy.
And I also want you to know, Lizzie, that there's a special rule that we didn't mention earlier, that people can only be brought back from the death by Dragon Balls once, and Krillin already
Oh.
did that
Oh,
once, so
no.
he's for real dead this time.
No, not Krillin.
Except that the greater Dragon Balls have no such rule, and you can bring a person back from the dead any number of
Oh, okay.
times with
Well,
the
whatever.
big
But
Dragon
Goku
Balls.
doesn't know that in
But
that
Goku
instance,
doesn't know that yet, so he thinks he's dead
big
forever.
So it's like you unlock ultimate power by your best friend dying kind of thing.
Exactly
Yeah,
such.
absolutely.
Guys, I hate to say it, this comes back in Naruto.
Obviously it's in every anime, honey, I think. Pretty sure they put that even in the new ones, like those Jujutsu Kaisen ones I don't watch.
But I mean, this was the big one that
Yeah.
that did it, that everyone was like, holy shit, that's the
My
coolest thing ever.
boy.
And he screamed so long and so loud that he became blonde and made him
That's how you become blonde normally.
Oh, it was it was so good. It was just like the peak 90s with like the animation, just like the sky gets dark, we have to start doing guitar riffs everywhere now as the hair color begins to change, and the voice actors, but especially Goku's voice actors, all noted how they fucking destroyed their voices over the course of like recording all of their power-up screams.
I can imagine.
They and this was the reason that like Dende wished them all off the planet, because they're like, these guys are going to destroy the whole planet.
Yeah.
Specifically, I think was it Frieza like puts an energy ball into the planet, and he's like, the planet will now explode in 10 minutes. And Goku's like, that's like twice as long as I need to kick your ass.
And it was in the anime, because they were like caught up with the manga at this point. They had to do some like filler fighty episodes, and that 10 minutes until the planet explodes was 20 episodes of television.
Yeah, it was really, really long. I have to point out that the guru died at one point, so they made the wishes to like move everybody, and then Guru died from sadness, it says. and so then his Dragon Balls stopped working, but they had already revived Kami, and so when they got his Dragon Balls, they wished for everyone who was killed by Frieza's men to be restored. And that's when everyone, including Guru, came back to life, because I guess dying from sadness caused by Frieza also counts as dying to Frieza and his minions.
Yeah.
And that restored the Namekian Dragon Balls. And at that point, that's when they were able to wish Krillin back to life and Goku in a little bit. It's a little bit of a 3-for-1 wish on that one, because they wished that Krillin was revived and Goku was revived, and that they both were on Earth now. And that was just one wish.
Not the Earth thing. That finishes up after the Frieza saga.
Well, right. But they were like, we wish that Krillin and Goku were alive again, and that they were both back here. And then
because Goku, the thing that upsets me the most about this is the problem with doing an episode about Dragon Ball Z, is that like, when we talk about it, I feel the terrible desire to go, actually
what, Ethan? That
Goku was not teleported back to Earth by the Dragon Balls. He had to travel his way there after they wished him back. They were unsure if he actually came back to life at all.
Actually, Ethan.
Actually, CJ, why are we doing this?
Goku was wished back to life, and they wished that he was back on Earth, but the dragon said he could not fulfill this. The dragon said he could not fulfill. The dragon said he could not fulfill this wish because Goku wasn't dead. He was out in space, and he didn't want to get teleported back to Earth.
Should I evacuate? Should I leave the planet? Because you guys are gonna nerd fight about this.
They just thought Goku was dead because the planet he was on exploded. But that's when he went to go to the aliens to learn how to instant transmission.
It's such a weird series to talk about, because in the broad scopes, it's so like simple and dumb, but really there's like so many tiny, like the series of events is just a million like tiny little things, and some of them are like this because logically this, and some of them are like, we actually developed a new rule to add on to this.
It seems like it's a lot of nuh-uh.
Yeah,
it is nuh-uh the series, and I love it for that. It's so good.
Alternatively, maybe Toriyama just forgot.
Or maybe he forgot.
Oh, well,
I feel like we can end right there.
Yeah, that's Dragon Ball Z up through what's known as the Saiyan arc and the Frieza arc. And
the Frieza saga.
Frieza saga, whatever.
Guys, I have to tell you something that I mentioned. I had a VHS of an episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I my experience with Dragon Ball, even when I got this VHS, was like I saw it once in a while
Right.
on TV, so I really didn't know that much about it. And I this also speaks to like I feel like my childhood experiences that like when I watched this episode, which was the first time I had ever seen it. I had not seen this episode on TV. It's the one that I picked out to buy.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was like I was like I thought my parents were gonna be like mad at me for watching it because it was I was like this is like too adult for me.
Fuck yeah.
And so I watched it. I like turned.
hardcore.
I had it on TV, and then I like closed the door to the room because I didn't want my parents to see me watching it.
That's how you're supposed to watch anime when you're a kid. I should point out that the episode Ethan apparently had as a youth, in between all of this, Goku's wife Chi-Chi tells him that he needs to get a driver's license because he doesn't have one because he can literally fly.
Yeah.
But I guess Piccolo also goes along with all this for some reason. And
Because
the two
everyone,
of them,
because because let me tell you, I know a little bit about this episode. I watched it multiple times because I had it on VHS. Piccolo laughs at how Goku is getting forced into this dumb thing by his wife, and then Chi-Chi's like, "Oh, motherfucker, you're doing it too now," and he's like, "Oh,
you kill my husband."
Everyone is so afraid of Chi-Chi that they go along with it. Like, all right, we'll all learn how to drive cars.
So they went and learned how to drive cars. Not very well, obviously. They're not. That's not really their skill set.
They drive the cars so badly that the driving teacher wants to ban them from ever taking the test. But then a bus almost falls off of a canyon. Yeah, a bus falls off of a canyon, and they use their superpowers to save it. And he's like, "All right, I guess I will give you infinite tries at getting your license."
That's what happened in SpongeBob too.
That's he saves people from falling off of a ravine.
Yeah, that's everything rips off Dragon Ball Z.
Everything rips off Dragon Ball Z.
That is going to bring us towards the end of this episode of The Lore You Know. If you want to hear more Dragon Ball lore, there's a lot more to go through. We could talk about the Cell Saga, where the Red Ribbon Army returns and creates androids, and then also there's a monster that can suck out your powers.
Krillin marries one of the androids, right?
Krillin marries a robot.
I don't really know how that happens.
Because the doctor was very committed to
she's
anatomically correct.
They call them androids, but she is a cyborg.
She's a cyborg. We could talk about Majin Buu and the Majin Saga, which I don't even really know anything about.
Boy.
We haven't talked at all about the Time Squad and how that ties into every one of the video games.
Cool.
I hate that.
No, don't start. That's just
no, just
start.
No one ask us to do any time stuff, any of the video game lore. Please,
we haven't
God.
even got to Supa, where we figure out that King Kai is actually like middle management of other deities.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Supreme Kai.
I didn't get a chance for that bit, but that one's not actually God. There's a godlier God. That happens like 7 or 8 times, honestly.
Yep. Could talk about Beerus, the destruction god, and how he's like
that's a high up there god. That's a god of gods of gods of gods of gods.
As of right now, that seems to be one of the highest ones. Or we could talk about Broly some more because I actually watched that movie.
Shit's lame. I mean, great.
All right. If you have any Dragon Ball or any topics that you want to hear us talk about, then make sure to leave a comment, and we will decide if we want to do that. But we probably will. We've been doing most of the requested ones lately.
I know I've seen Kingdom Hearts in there somewhere, and you've ignored that.
I did say I was working on some
that can't
stuff.
be right.
Yeah, and we would all really appreciate it if you'd give us a like or a subscribe, or rate us highly on whatever podcatcher you're using, because that powers us up like we are pulling energy as
Exponentially.
some sort of like spirit bomb-esque pile of energy. We didn't
Which
talk
we
about
didn't
that
mention.
one, but we could do it if we felt like it later.
Yeah. I mean, CJ, sign off. What's your power level?
Wait, before we got to thank Gilstorm Kitsune for doing the
Oh, you're
artwork
right.
for our channel, and for Pajo for doing the intro and outro songs. My power level is, it depends if I'm wearing my classic weighted t-shirt with a hot dog on it, as I am now. I would say at the beginning of a podcast, my power level is like 20. And then at the end of the podcast, after I powered up for 2 hours, it's like 28.
CJ, I've been Ethan, and my power level is 28,000.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
That's okay though, because I learned how to do the Kaoi-Can times a million. So, hey, what's your power level?
My power level is it's a nice
It's gotta be really
unknowable.
high.
I thought you were gonna say it's the power of friendship.
That's not a level. That's just what it is from.
Well, you would think
That's
because
where my power comes from. CJ.
you would think because
It's
it's an
not a number,
anime, Goku would get his powers from the power of friendship, but he does not. He just is the strongest guy.
I'd like the episode.
It comes from his
to-
muscles.
It does come from his muscles. I'd like the episode to just sort of like pan out as you're talking about like where Goku's strength comes from.
Actually, Goku's strength comes from.
Goku's strength comes from the fact that he trains on times 1 trillion Earth's gravity.
With weights on.
With his shoes are heavy.
His shoes weigh 40 pounds each, but also he's in 100 times gravity, so they weigh like 4,000 pounds each.
That's not how math works.